hood up for this one. Go over the hood. Boy, this is some news. Nipsey Hussle was an American rapper from Los Angeles, California, who was unfortunately slain last Sunday around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, those of you who are Christians and know Nipsey Hussle, please don't jump to conclusions about the title. Let me explain. Nipsey Hussle was more than a rapper. He was an entrepreneur, and he was a visionary. He was a thinker, a philosopher, and he was a compassionate man who everyone loved because he loved everyone. Nipsey Hussle was an activist, a community activist that had a passion for building up his community through his business ownership. He employed felons and those who had hard times getting jobs, who felt like they had to make an illegal dollar. He started a workspace for entrepreneurs to connect and build programs for kids to escape gang culture or prevent kids from going into gang culture. Because of this, Nipsey Hussle has been compared in life and death to Tupac Shakur. As we all know, Tupac Shakur earned the title Black Jesus by the Black and hip hop community because of his social activism and his deep understanding of the Black man and the Black woman struggle in America. He said things that no other person said and detailed them and painted a picture of them like no other rapper has to this day. And now battle rapper Daylyt, who's known for his crazy antics and eccentric behavior, is not only saying that Nipsey Hussle was like Jesus, he's saying that Nipsey Hussle was Jesus. Let's take a look at this clip.
Nipsey Hussle was Jesus Christ, and there's nothing other you can do to change my mind. And I'm going to break this down to y'all play by play. And please do not disagree with me. Nipsey Hussle is from the motherland. Not only the motherland, he's from one of the first civilizations known to mankind. His name means sent from the God. His real name means sent from the God. He died at 33. He walked the streets with all the goons and goblins and prostitutes and everything with all intentions to save him. He got turned on by his close homie, or a homie that was close to him. This is what y'all not understanding. Where did Nipsey Hussle come from? It ain't nobody in Los Angeles that is his race. Where did he come? It ain't nothing else you could do to tell me. Easter is right around the corner.
Okay, this is actually pretty funny because about 3 days ago, before I heard about this video that Daylyt dropped on IG, I wrote in my journal to prepare for this here video, Nipsey Hussle, a picture of Jesus. There are some crazy similarities to the life of Nipsey Hussle and the life of Jesus, both rising from their community and bringing their influence to build up their community and give hope to people and save people from destruction. And he died at 33 by the hands of someone close to him. Those are some eerie similarities, I won't lie. But those are not the things to focus on when it comes to the qualities of Jesus that Nipsey Hussle displayed. We all know that Nipsey Hussle did not completely honor God in his music or even his life, but there are some things that we could learn about following Jesus from Nipsey Hussle. And we're all made in the image of God, so we all have God qualities. Alongside those things that I mentioned, you know, people saying that Nipsey Hussle was a compassionate man. He loved people. He loved people. He loved people. And he rose from his community so that his community can also rise. There are two things I want to point out. Number one, you can't be afraid to live your calling. Many people are living in fear to live what they feel is their purpose in their heart of hearts. Not only because of inadequacy or incompetency, but there is a bigger fear that actually has been highlighted. in the wake of the news of Nipsey Hussle's death. And that fear that everybody has been talking about is that of harm to your life for living your purpose. So many people are saying, oh, is it worth keeping it real? Is keeping it real keeping it wrong? You know, because a lot of people feel like keeping it real is when you make it, your whole family makes it, and everybody from your block makes it. And now because of Nipsey Hussle's death, the question has now become, should I sacrifice my purpose in order to save my life? Nipsey Hussle didn't think so, and neither did Jesus. Take a look at this video.
So on top of that, we come from a real environment where it's a crab in the bucket mentality, where, you know what I mean, everybody doing bad. So when one person starts to move forward and you know, become a little bit successful, but you still within reach of these people, it's very hard, because, you know, you're dealing with the pressures of trying to be successful, as well as the pressure of people intentionally waking up to try to bring harm your way. You know what I mean? And trying to stop you from doing that. Because if I grew up on the same block you grew up on, and we had the same trials and tribulations, but you became successful and I became a failure, it made me feel a certain way about myself. Because we had the same, we were dealt the same deck of cards. You know what I mean? So I feel like my success affects the people closest to me the most. A person that don't know me might root for me, you know what I mean, and be happy for me. And a person that know me and come from the same environment and had the same cards dealt to them, that keep going to jail, don't have no money, never made their parents proud or their mama proud, never did anything that they could look in the mirror and be proud of. You know what I mean? It makes them feel a certain way, and it's intense. And that shit manifests into jealousy, hate, violence. You know what I mean? And it's deep, because it's a stigma about artists becoming Hollywood, especially street artists going Hollywood. But it's almost like, if you don't, you're gonna sacrifice yourself for the opinions of others. You know what I mean? So people will look at you as, oh, you keep it real, instead of in your heart doing what you know you had to do to attain your goal. So like I said, it's a cold balance. I had to stop smoking weed just because I need my whole mind. I gotta use my whole brain. I can't be high making decisions. I
just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. I went through every emotion with trying to pursue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit. Unless, you know, you're gonna really take the stance if I'm gonna die behind what I'm getting at right now.
Like Jesus, Nipsey Hussle knew the risk of building up his community and going back to where he came from to spread love and duplicate the things that he learned in other people in his community. But he did it anyway. He counted the cost and he chose to pay it, because the picture was so much bigger than himself and his life. This was the heart of Jesus. Jesus knew the risk, and matter of fact, he felt every emotion that we feel when we are facing the reality of all that it would take to live our God-given purpose and fulfill our God-given potential. He was tempted with sin just like you and I are tempted to do wrong. He was hungry, tired, he cried, he was sad over death and sickness just like you and I are. He bowed down in the Garden of Gethsemane and he prayed to God, sweating profusely in anguish, Lord, if you will, let this cup pass from me. Don't let me do this. There's got to be another way to save these people. I don't want to go through this. They're going to torture and kill me. And then he said something so powerful that I struggle to say every day, and that I want to say every day, and that it takes to say every day if you want to live your purpose given by God. Not my will, Lord, but your will be done. You guys, there's a lot to learn from Nipsey Hussle, from his business mentality to the compassion that he showed to people, how he let everybody have a seat at the table, still moving as wise as he possibly could with who he gave access to himself and things like that. So many things that mirror Jesus. But the truth is, he was not Jesus Christ. There is only one Jesus Christ. And the good news is, although our leaders on earth die, Jesus Christ is alive. He did everything that you admire Nipsey Hussle for in terms of love and compassion and sacrifice. And he was killed, but he rose from the dead. A lot of you people on the other side of this camera, your hope died with Nipsey. And a lot of you are saying there'll never be another one like him to do what he did. But there already was one. And there is one, and there will be one. His name is Jesus Christ. And as long as he lives, he will continue to raise up people that will bring change to this world. And this is why it's important to live a life like Jesus, die death like Jesus, so that you can be resurrected with Jesus when he comes back and restores the earth, kicks Satan out of it, wipes every tear, cures every sickness, and heals all wounds. What does a life like Jesus look like? A life like Jesus looks like loving and believing in God and believing that he sent his son Jesus to die on the cross for your sins so you won't have to have punishment for them in hell. And it looks like loving people. Sacrifice your time, your money, your energy for the least of these, as Jesus called them. People, you know, who don't usually get a seat at the table. People who are unlovable, your enemies. That's what living like Jesus looks like. It's loving all those people and giving for those people, rising so that they can rise. What does a death like Jesus look like? It isn't just being murdered at 33 years old, but it's dying on time. A death like Jesus is a reward into heaven for finishing your race and completing all the work that God gave for you to do on this earth. I don't know about you, but I want to live like Jesus so I can die like Jesus, and I will be resurrected with Jesus when he comes back. I encourage you to do the same when he comes back. I encourage you to do the same. And take your hope out of people on this earth. Don't let your hope die when they die. But be influenced by Jesus Christ to forsake sin and then help others do the same. Find hope in him. Until next time, may love, laughter, and leisure be with you. Sign out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you click the link to my Nipsey Hussle's Ocean Views freestyle in the description. And don't forget to subscribe.